Hey Aries, Happy New Year, welcome to my channel. First off, please subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with any future readings. I will greatly appreciate that as well. And Happy New Year guys, many blessings to all of you that are watching. My table is all laid out weird. I am outside, so the lighting will keep changing and shifting. It's getting a bit cloudy, which might help a little bit. Oh, it's so pretty. I am using the Oracle of Shapeshifters. These are like one of my favorite decks of Lucy Cavendish. One of my favorite decks all around, really. As the main deck, and then I'm using another Lucy Cavendish deck, which is, I cannot see the name of it, Hidden Worlds, even, sorry. And then I'm using Work Your Light deck as well, for those of you that are interested. Oh, you have an additional card. Okay, cool. So let's have a look. Woo. This is my favorite time of year, guys. So collectively, the light's coming out. Collectively, this is a time where everybody's reflecting on the year they've had, and the energy is kind of like all about working towards new goals, new habits. You know, everyone starts making their New Year's resolutions. So the energy that we're working with is really good. I am just sorry. I've just sat back down after having a drink and a snack. So all my tables shifted. The light's shifting. So I'm hoping to get you done before I have to move. Because of where the light's going to be next. It's going to be straight in my eyes. Because of the time of day we're at. Almost done, guys. So yeah, it's a really good time to use that energy, harness that energy to kind of like, you know, boost our own goals, our own dreams, our own desires. If you use it correctly, you know, we could be starting creating great things, which is what 2023 is all about. It's going to be a good year. I'm claiming it. It's going to be a very good year for us. If we use the energies correctly, we're coming out of the kind of darkness. I feel like until 2025 we're going to have highs and lows, but I feel like 2023 is going to be a much better year than what we have seen previously. I am claiming that energy. I refuse to accept anything less. I've had a very, very hard year. 2022, I would argue, is like one of the worst years of my life. Just, it has been, really. For if I was to take like a whole year, it's literally the worst year. I mean, I've been through tough times, but not for an entire year. And really, 2022, what's happening? But it's all for a reason, right? It's to get us into this space. Uranus is in retrograde. It's in Taurus. So it's all about kind of aiming for freedom in areas that are meaningful to us, that are grounding comfort. So that means if we are content or stagnant in any areas of our lives that's not giving us freedom to our full potential, we're going to be struggling with some hardships there. So let's jump right in. Butterflies in gloom. After sadness, happiness and hope return. This is exactly what I was saying. So like I say to people who I do personal readings to, is that when I'm doing readings, I'm in reading mode right now, right? So anything I say can be relevant. It's meaning for a reason. So I was just telling you about how going through them hard times brings us to good times, and that's what this card represents. Now it just feels as though I get this sense of you being kind of stubborn in your ways. I feel as though like what you want, you have. Like it's there, it's right in front of you. But I feel as though it's like you're so stuck in your ways and like in your ways for change. It's like you want what change can offer you, like what's on the other side of it, the good stuff. But going through that change is hard for you. And I feel like this is where it's like there's that kind of level of grief that comes with that, that knowing that you need to change certain things in order to have what you want and what you desire. But you need to realize by going through that, by doing that, happiness and hope will return. And like the good stuff is on the other side, basically. This is paired with the seer. As I said that, coming to my mind, so if there is somebody in your life who is very like, it's like they're wise, they're connected to the divine, could be someone worth listening to or something to move towards. Future prospects, decisions to make, seeking guidance. So again, if you need to seek guidance and there is someone who offers you great wisdom in times of when you need guidance, seek that. I'm kind of getting feminine energy. The seer is typically in the past, the seer is a wise woman who, and again, I don't apply gender to my cards, but sometimes that comes through that it's possibly more feminine energy. So that's how I'm seeing it, interpreted in this time. It's kind of like seeking wisdom from somebody who you trust in their intuition and their guidance. Could help bring some perspective. Now, from my reading so far, I've done all the earth signs and now I'm on to you, Aries. And it's all, I feel like 2023 is about our perspective. So we can choose to see things in a more dark and dimmer light, or we can see it from a different perspective and realize that every opportunity is an opportunity, rather than a hindrance and something that's in the way, right? I'm sensing that there's great growth ahead of you and some good time, like not good times, it's like good things, as though you're heading towards good things. And I feel like that should be your drive in knowing. I feel like you have to make a lot of changes and decisions in your life in order for things to stop being stagnant and same old, same old. But I feel like you are okay being in same old, and this is where I feel like there is a dynamic here that's a fight within yourself. So it's kind of interesting. We have Kitsune. I'll show you who to trust. Okay, interesting. That is paired with take a break. Now, at the beginning of January, we are in Mercury in retrograde, but we are also in the first 2 weeks, we have 3 planets retrograding. It is a time of reflection and not taking action. It is a time of resting and recuperating and not kind of overexerting ourselves. The second last 2 weeks in January is all about taking action and putting things into place. To keep that in mind with that take a break. Life's a work and not a season, so get off the treadmill. Stop trying to rush into next steps of something. I feel like things are in the works. Allow it to happen naturally. I'll show you who to trust. I feel as though like, let me just click onto that before I speak. I feel like you have loyal people around you, but you also have people who are no longer in alignment with who you are anymore. And I feel like that will be shown to you during this time. And again, you're just to observe it. You're not to really take action on it. You're supposed to just, look at it and see it for what it is. And I definitely feel like it is a time for letting go of what no longer serves. An old way of being. The next card is Bats in the Belfry. Oh, quite a few people have had this one. You can achieve great things. Open like a lotus, flowering spirit, revelation, and maturity. Definitely next leveling. And I keep saying that to a lot of signs. Next leveling. That's what we're doing, guys. Leveling up. This is saying like you're heading towards great things. Now you can achieve great things means you need to put in the work. You cannot just allow things to flow. I'm all about allowing things to flow naturally and be drawn to you. But if we want something great in life, we have to put in the work for that. We have to actively let go. We have to forgive. We have to move on. We have to change the way that we are. As in, okay, that came out wrong, because not change who we are, but as in change certain things in our lives that's going to open the door to next things. So for example, if you want a new career, but you have no knowledge in the career area that you want, you need to study in order to gain that knowledge to then, take the stepping stones to get to where you want to be. And this is what I mean, that would be you putting in the work. I feel like this is the key for you, is putting in the work for what you want. And that can be any area of your life. It's literally in alignment with your goals, your desires. But yeah, this is opening up, and definitely let down your guard. I feel like you need to be more open in general, but again, always in areas where you desire to create something. What is meaningful to you. This is where you need to open up and allow yourself to be open to everything that involves and that entails. And again, I'm just keep being drawn back to making sure that you are putting in the efforts in that regard. A beautiful rat. Take care of yourself. This is the card I said, oh, it's so pretty. Look, how cute is that? Her and a little rat. And it's paired with Pillar of Light. Vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So taking care of yourself is to make sure you're nurturing your needs. I do get the sense, Aries, that you've been very busy over the last few months. Again, it's the Christmas period, so naturally it's a busy time. You need to make sure you're taking care of your needs. Again, we're being guided to rest and relax in the first 2 weeks of January. So be mindful of that. You may need that to take care of yourself. Or else you're going to get worn down and you will feel vulnerable. But you are going through a time of raising your vibration as well, which again is a time when we do need to rest and relax and be kind to ourselves. So think self-care, think of, again, instead of just doing what other people want you to do, you need to be doing, you're doing what you need. It's like taking your medicine. It's like by, for example, staying home and just having a face mask and just chilling and, doing next to nothing. That's a healing gift you're giving yourself, rather than opposed to maybe going out and socializing with friends. Maybe it's not what you need during this time, and that's okay. But I just get, like, even with this card, oh, the image is really hard because these are lighter anyway. But yeah, it's just oneself, just, taking care and nourishing themselves in a body of water. This one is rising above the water, but it feels very self-care. It's very pamperish, kind of just, valuing your own needs and desires during this time. Which makes sense. With the next card, we have, and I can't say it because I'm just shit with names, Amphitrite. I don't know. The Sea Queen's Blessing. And then you have Healing the Earth, Love, Humility, and Respect. I definitely get this sense. This is why I was vibing over here, but I wasn't 100%, so I didn't say it yet. I was seeing if it would reveal a little bit more. I feel like there is loving vibes in here, like relationship-wise. Just a desire for some area of love. It could be connections with friends, but I'm just feeling a relationship. I feel as though you're wanting this, but again, I feel like the love needs to come from you during this time, Aries. And with this card, I'm getting, like, again, less of a stubbornness. And I think when we realize, sometimes if we realize it's something we need to do which will change things in our life, we can be defensive of that. And instead of acknowledging that, okay, yes, I probably do need to, I'm going to use love as an example because I'm on that wavelength. So for example, maybe we're in relationships and in a dynamic, sometimes there's times in relationships where one person is giving more than the other person, right? And it's just dynamic. Sometimes that happens, and then the times will turn, and the scales or whatever will tip in the other favor, and they'll balance out at other times. That is natural, but I think when there's a time when you are less giving, it can take its toll, and that's why the scales start tipping. Now, if it is always not balancing, we need to acknowledge that, like, if that's a relationship we wish to keep, and maybe you've been less, that's when you need to acknowledge, okay, I do need to put more work into this. Not be defensive and then, or even beat yourself up about it as though you're lacking in an area, because that's not helpful for yourself or the relationships that you're in. And this is what I'm feeling here with this sense of like a sadness, as though you're taking on it as grief instead of just constructive criticism. And I feel like Aries, actually, naturally constructive criticism for an Aries is not a thing. Any criticism is a rejection. My son is an Aries. He's only 8, but like I'm beginning to see this trait within him. Like, if there's a rejection, he takes it as, and it'll hurt his feelings. Just little things, like we played a board game on Christmas, on Boxing Day, and the fact he wasn't winning then meant he just cried and didn't want to play the game because he wasn't winning, he wanted to win. And I was trying to tell him, like, we're not going to cheat to make, because I'm all about teaching like them about the values. Like, you can't just win something, you have to try. And this is the game of luck, the game we were playing, so there was no skill to it. So I'm like trying to teach him, like, look, it's not because you're not very good at the game or that the cards you're getting are rubbish, it's just how the cards come out, that kind of thing. And then obviously he just wasn't, he's just taking it, I'm rubbish at this game. And it's that self-talk that I think is a natural Aries thing. And obviously I'm working to empower him and all that kind of thing. But I'm just using that example as how I'm sort of seeing that trait within an Aries thing. Of like sometimes realizing that when someone says something that can be seen as a negative, it's not. Unless it comes from a horrible person in a malicious way, it's coming in a way that's supposed to be constructive to help shape you in alignment with what you want to be. So you hear a criticism like, hey, you're not making any effort. So you could either go, oh, yeah, say I'm not making it, I'm trying my hardest. But are you? If you are, that's fine. But that other person sees you as not making an effort. So how can, if this is what you want that relationship to work. It's about taking that on and realizing how you can either make that person feel valued, or maybe you are acknowledging that that's something you have allowed to happen for whatever reason. We all have our reasons, and how that can shift and change. Because again, we put the work in. And the reason why I'm saying it like this is because up here, it's about making sure we put the work into what we want. And if you want that relationship, if you want that work placement, you want those friendships, you have to make sure that you are putting in the work. But again, this is observing, reflecting, and realizing, and then actioning. Pose brave flight. Oh, I love this. It's so cute. You will not let fear stop you this time. And I feel like you hold yourself back because of these things we just discussed. This is also with transformation, that you're changing on a cellular level. So you're meant to be changing during this time. So anything coming at you, or in Mercury in retrograde, things might come at you. Anything that is for a reason, because you're changing, you're growing. That's not scary. It can feel scary, and that's okay. But it's not scary. Why? Because when we're in those changes, great things are there for us. It means that we're moving towards something better than what we've been. And it's not that where we've been is not good. It was at a time. But anything that's good becomes stale. Like when we bake a bread, it becomes stale after it's been left for a long time. We're supposed to create something to enjoy it in the moment and then move on to the next thing. And that is life. Sometimes and it's not about dropping things all the time and letting go of it. It evolves with us. If it doesn't evolve with us, it's because it's no longer serves us in our life and our path, and that's okay. And this is where I think you're on in that energetic level and that spiritual level of realizing and coming into a place of really acknowledging that yes, you do need to flow and allow things to drop away, and it's not a bad thing, but it's scary. So with this, I would say if something scares you, and makes you feel resistant to it, I want you to do the opposite and just realize and acknowledge that a fear holds you back. A fear doesn't actually represent danger. If it does, you'll know, but for the most part, a fear just stops you from making a move instead of actually going for what you desire. Orca Magic, the Akashic Library is open. And we also have the Crystal Path, Mineral Spirits, and Crystal Beings. Okay, interesting. So definitely spirituality is a good asset right now. That touches on really the beginning part as well with the seer. But I feel like crystals could be very good. This is a time when you are activating who your true potential is what I get with this. And I feel like actually traveling or traveling to meet someone could be a thing, because I'm getting this road is leading towards somebody. And it could be a something, but I do think maybe traveling to meet somebody could be kind of leading you on your path. Like it's a part of your journey. It's like activating a part of something new. And that's what's scary. That's what brings up the fears for you. Maybe brings up some kind of realizations of that changes are happening. Interesting. But I feel like this is a path that you are destined to take. It's your journey. It does feel specific to whatever your true desires in this time of life are for you. It's leading towards great things. You must choose. We have 2 kittens. You must choose. Great gathering. It's a coming together. intuitive hits and soul tribe. If you are meeting somebody, it's basically you're meeting your soul friend, somebody like a soulmate, a part of your soul family. This to me is opening you up to choices. It opens up to a new something, a new way, I don't know, something new. It's not really coming through solid. I just feel something new. So I thought my mic was off then, I would have screamed or cried. You must choose something. Definitely always be in alignment with you and what feels right for you. There's a choice coming for you. And I'm still getting it's a very vulnerable feeling. I'm getting that it makes you feel so vulnerable. And maybe, again, with this vulnerability, maybe it makes you feel seen in a scary way to you. But again, it has to be your choice. And you have to realize that the choice that you make is yours. Yeah. Let's see what this last card is. Miss Spiderweb. Reconsider your alliances, make new connections. Again, I do feel like you need to let go of the old and in with the new. You're creating the path, so you're definitely the one in charge here. You're creating your future. You're manifesting what it is that you desire. This lighting is getting just about that spot. But yeah, you are building and carving your way forward. I do feel like your choices are very significant on the ways that it will go. And I want to say you have different ways that this could pan out. So I want you to, again, really make sure that the choices you are making are actually what you want and not just made out of fear. That I actually want that to be the main message for you, Aries, is to make sure that the choices that you make and the decisions you make are not just based on fear because you're scared to actually make the correct decision for yourself. And for anyone involved or your life. Keep that in mind. So again, career change, I'll use that one as an example. If you're wanting to change your career, but the thing stopping you is because you've already on a good thing at the minute and you don't want to change that, the energies are saying to just go for what it is you desire. You might actually, by choosing to stay, you might miss out on something that's really amazing opportunity because you've chose safe instead of risky. Relationships, I want to say the same. Go for it. If you want it, put in the work and make it happen. That's what I want to say. I feel a meeting of a soulmate, a soul tribe. This could be this seer as well, being a very great influence for you to help guide you along the way. So thank you so much, guys. Spirituality seems like really massively in this. So touching with your faith and having faith during the hard times is really beneficial for you, Aries. But yeah, awesome stuff. Thank you so much for being here, Aries. If you have any questions or want any clarity on any of that reading, please let me know. And yeah, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, please like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. It's kind of like the energy switch. You subscribe and I'll give you a free reading. Thank you, guys. Love you so much. And many blessings for you in this new year.